What is going on, guys? We are back here with some more Edge of Eternity Standard, and today is sort of a love letter to the Boros Convoke apologists out there. If you were a Boros Convoke player and you were affected by the banning of Gleeful Demolition and Knight Errant of Eos, I've got a video for you today. Now, I did mention in the sort of the rotation video that we did a couple of, like at this point, maybe 2 weeks ago, I think, so go check that out if you haven't. But I did mention that Boros Convoke as we know it is no longer going to be a deck, because the removal of Gleeful Demolition and Knight Errant of Eos means that you don't really, not going to say you don't want to go wide anymore, but you just have to play, you just have to play some different cards, right? And this is sort of the evolution or what I presume to be my take on what Boros probably needs to look like moving forward. Now, I will tell you, I have an unhealthy obsession with putting Delney into a lot of decks, and 4 copies may not be the correct number of this card, but I wanted to try 4 and just sort of stress test it. Delney is the card that we're building around here. It is a legendary 3-mana 2/2. It says creatures you control with power 2 or less can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. And, more importantly, if an ability of a creature with you control with power 2 or less triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. So, yeah, I know a lot of EDH players out there love their trigger doubling, and there is a lot of ways to use Delney in this particular deck list. Now, there's not a lot of Edge of Eternity's cards here, but one that I think is very important is Lightstall Inquisitor. This is a very aggressive 1-drop. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent exiles a card from their hand. If they exile a land this way, they can play the land, but it comes into play tapped. And if they exile a spell, that spell costs 1 more to cast. Importantly, Lightstall Inquisitor is a 2-power creature. So if you play it after you play a Delney, they exile 2 cards from their hand. So that was kind of the idea there. And again, it's just an aggressive 1-drop where this deck needs a certain density of 1-drops to be able to pair with some of its other cards. Hired Claw doubles the trigger, so for every Hired Claw you have, they'll take 2 damage. Stadium Headliner, the Mobilize, is a trigger, so when you attack with Headliner, you'll get an additional 1/1 into play tapped and attacking. Similar thing with Voice of Victory, where if you go Voice into Delney, you now get 2 additional 1/1s, and they can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater, so it gives you some ways to punch through, and you can represent a lot of damage. The single card that goes the absolute craziest with Delney is Arabella. Arabella is a 1/3 for a red and a white, legendary artifact toy. Whenever Arabella attacks, it deals damage to each opponent and you gain life, where X is the number of creatures you control with power 2 or greater. That is a triggered ability of a creature you control with power 2 or less. So if you have Arabella and Delney in play and you attack with Arabella, you'll get 2 Arabella triggers. So you can see how it's not very difficult to kill your opponent, sometimes out of nowhere. I think there was a game I played with this deck where my opponent was at 20 and I untap with, I think, 2 creatures, and then that turn they died. So it gets kind of out of control. Frontline Rush is pretty cool because not only does it make a bunch of bodies, which is good with stuff like Arabella, but also you're going wide with all the mobilized tokens, so you can use Frontline Rush sort of as a burn spell or a removal spell in combat. So a lot of flexibility with this card. Couple of Warleader's calls here because, again, it works very well with the mobilized cards. Every time the mobilized token comes into play, you're dealing 2 damage. And those creatures will also, like when you double the mobilize, you're getting additional tokens for Warleader's call, so on and so forth. We have some removal spells here in the form of Sheltered by Ghosts and Torch the Tower. There is one important note about Sheltered by Ghosts, where Sheltered by Ghosts gives enchanted creature Ward 2. Ward 2 is a triggered ability. So if you put Sheltered by Ghosts on a 1-power creature, because it goes to 2 power, they'll have to pay 4 mana to kill to pay the ward for the shelter, because the ward will trigger an additional time. But remember, don't put it on Delney. Well, I mean, sometimes you're going to have to, but if you put it on Delney, you're not going to get the additional ward trigger because Delney would then go to 3 power, therefore it wouldn't trigger its own ability. So keep that in mind. And then the last card here as a 2-of is Summon Brynhildr, which is kind of cool because when it enters the battlefield, you get 2 triggers off of the Delney, a little bit of card advantage, but also more importantly, it gives Arabella haste. So you play Summon, exile a card, then the next turn you can give Arabella haste and sort of one-shot them, even if you don't have one in play already. So that's something important to think about. Boros, one of the decks that actually has really good mana because you have a fast land and a shock land, so mana base is very, very good. And then moving on to the sideboard, we got some Seam Rips, additional cheap removal against stuff like Cauldron, Rest in Peace for Graveyard Hate. I'm choosing to go with Cosmogrand Zenith and Chandra as sort of my plan against Dimir. I'm not sure if this is the best way to go. You do need some sort of like additional sticky threat in the post-board games because they're so good at killing all of your stuff. But Chandra, I like the idea of Zenith because we do have a good amount of 1-drops. Chandra, on the other hand, maybe not the best against their flyers and Kaitos, so maybe the Chandra should be something else, and then Abrade and Exorcise for some artifact and enchantment removal. So again, this is kind of how I envision Boros in a post-rotation world without Gleeful Demolition and Night Errant of Eos, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section down below, what Boros decks have you guys been trying with the new set, and have you had any success with them? But without further ado, I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. Yeah, the thing about reinforcements is, so reinforcements is better than Frontline Rush with Delney, but Rush is just a much better individual card. Because Rush gives you the ability to make 2 tokens, but can also just be like a huge blowout pump spell. So I think the Rush is too good. Recommended, don't play Karn in Standard. Yo, are they playing 8 Elves? 8 Elf Gaming? Haven't seen an 8 Elf deck in a while. Ooh. Little Rush. Yeah, 8 Elf Wokage. 8 Elf Wokage. 8 Elf, 8 Elf, 8 Elf. I guess I should have just played the Rush on my turn, right? Yeah, I just missed 2 damage there. Guess we're bluffing. Is that a -2 or is that a bluff? Sorcery, Void, Lightning Bolt could be good. So the thing that sucks about the Sorcery, Void, Lightning Bolt is it's not actually good with Mobilize because you can't cast it in your end phase. So I think that card just kind of sucks. I don't think this is lethal, but maybe I'm supposed to save the Arabella. It's got to be close, right? It's got to be really close. Or 2? That's good enough, right? If only I didn't. If only there was a way that I could have secured 2 more damage this game. Yo, Dinos? Dinos? I repeat, Dinos? Got jump scared by Palani's Hatcher there. Dinos go to the gym, right? Little exercise. That was a bad joke. I don't know why I said that. Something like this, maybe? I don't know. What is that? 1 mana, 1/1, tap, add a mana, but only for Dinos. Yo. Dino Lover based. Absolutely Dino Lover. Huge Dino Lover. Yeah, the Lore Keeper. Is that card still legal? I have no idea. Next thing you're going to tell me that thing was in Foundations. Which I guess I would believe you, but... Yeah, this Warleader's Call is going to go crazy. Let opponent win. No. I will not be doing that. I will not be doing that. I repeat, not be doing that. Oh, they're ramping all right. They're ramping and they're pamping. I don't know what that means. Okay. Pompadour. Dude, the Inquisitor is nuts. I guess I do this one? That's tough. I'm gonna do this one. Okay. Rare Inquisitor Enjoyer. Nobody else likes this card. I'm like the only person who likes this card. Everybody else thinks it's shit. Okay. Esper Pixie. Esper Pixie. Let's see the deck it goes in. I was playing a mono. I was playing like a white weenie deck during early access that felt pretty good. With like Lightstall Inquisitor, Voice of Victory, the white spacecraft. The white spacecraft is really good. This is probably fine, right? All right, Fear Symmetry with the deck tech. Fear Symmetry's message is, I fixed the Orzhov Cage deck. Bruh, this ain't an Orzhov deck. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I'm not saying it looks bad, but I'm also... Wait, what is this? One about one name Esper Cage? 77 card deck, by the way. What exactly is one about? What does that mean? Can you tell me what about does? I'm mostly just joking. It's fine. I know what you're doing here. I know what you're doing. First thing I want to look at is the mana base. How many blue sources? 4, 8, 9, 13 blue. 13 blue is brutal, man. It's just, there's no way 13 blue is enough. It simply can't be, right? There's no way 13 blue is enough. A lot of good this ward ability does, right? This ward ability is really good. Maybe they'll eventually have to pay more mana because my ward says in order to target my creature, they need to spend an additional mana to target my spells. It's almost like my card doesn't work. Weird, I know. Alright, we need this. Oh, that's the other thing too. Cosmogrand Zenith with Delney. Now we're talking. I forgot to mention that in the intro. I kind of need this, right? I just need more like more big stuff. I don't know if I want to go this big. I want a banana this big. The Sheltereds are horrible against them. I guess we'll play Seam Rip over Sheltered. I mean, good hand. Good hand, good hand. I have to fix that. I'm mostly curious what you think of the main deck. All right, so Cecil, 4 Cecil, 3 Lightstall. That's good. I'm going to be honest with you. When I was playing the Orzhov Cage deck the other day, not every time, but a lot of the times that I had Sunset Saboteur on turn 2, it didn't feel very good. So I might go -2 Sunset. I think I want to go -2 Sunset for 2 Zax. Like, I just want more 1-drops. It's kind of where my head's at. Let me just kill my opponent real quick. Sunset feels like a sideboard card. Yeah. Zenith is not bad. Also, if you're playing Zenith, you kind of want more 1-drops anyways. So it makes sense to play Zax as well with the Cecils and the Lightstalls. And also for that reason, bro, you can't play this card in your Pixie deck. What the fuck? Come on, what are you doing? For that reason, I also might want some number of copies of Seam Rip. Like, I might go 2 Bitter, 2 Seam Rip, just to have more 1-drops to pair with Cosmogrand Zenith. So what I would probably do is I would go cut 2 Sunsets for 2 Zax, 2 Bitters for 2 Seam Rips, and then, you know what? Honestly, wait, if you're going to play Talent, what if you played Pixie? What do you think about that? Because, like, Pixie also goes kind of hard with Cage. And it goes hard with Cage, and it's good with Talent. Like, that might not be a terrible idea. Fuck off. Oh, wait, they didn't bounce the Pinnacle Star Cage? Could have killed the Arabella, no? Just thinking that, but then it isn't an Esper Pixie. Isn't it just an Esper Pixie deck? No, it's still totally different. Also, like, who cares, you know? It doesn't really matter if, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? Just play the cards that you want to play. I can give my creature +1/+1. It's good enough, right? Do Juans. -2. Huge damage coming in. I know they can block one, but I just got to get damage in. Okay, well, I guess we traded for a Kieran. We're at 6. We're so close, man. We're so close. That's not good. Do. Yeah, no longer close. CN for President. Thank you for the 43-month resub. Welcome back, CN. So you really do not want your 4th land to come into play tapped. It's too brutal, I think. All right, Oppo, what you got for me? What are you cooking with over there, huh? Fellow cookie enjoyer. That's one deck that I want to try too. Another deck that I want to try too is Cookies with the Lab Ship. I think the Lab Ship kind of cooks. Blue White. Could probably do better than that. Do 13? Can probably kill him next turn, right? I mean, the Arabella and the Rush just presents so much damage. Yeah, we do deck techs for 2 gifted subs, or there is a channel point reward as well, Thomas. How has rotated standard felt so far? It's good, man. It's good. I would say, other than the overabundance of blue-red decks, other than that, I think everything else is good. But we played against a lot of blue-red today, which, you know, I mean, is something you would expect, right? But I still enjoy it for what it is. I do still enjoy it. One, two, three, four, five, six. So it's not lethal, which means I'll just hold up the Rush then. We'll go tokens in a turn. Maybe it was, yeah, maybe it was better to just make the tokens on my turn. Would have been more damage with the Arabella. Because now if they kill the Arabella, I mean, we're still probably okay, right? Turns out we are okay. As a matter of fact, I think we're fine. Abrade. So these go... I feel like I don't need these against them. And... everything else is pretty good. Maybe I'm just swapping Sheltered for Seam Rip. Because this is kind of a lot. This is kind of too much removal, right? 3, 6, 13 removal spells. I don't think I can afford to have that much removal in my deck. Alright, cut Sheltered. Cuts 3 removal spells, still has 3 in his opening hand. True! True! Look, don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to say the format is bad. I'm just trying to say that the blue-red deck is probably a little too good. That's all I'm saying. Other than like the blue-red deck, I find myself enjoying most of the other matchups. But just like, I don't know, man, the blue-red deck is just not like, just don't find it that enjoyable. Yeah, both of them. I know they play out very differently, but they're just not like, not very interesting. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't mind playing against Dimir as much as I do blue-red. Yeah, one is red-blue, the other is blue-red. Honestly, that's kind of a good way to describe it, because the prowess versions have a lot more, like, blue 1-drops, and the Cauldron, like, profs versions have a lot more red 1-drops, right? So that, funny enough, that is kind of a good way to describe it. Mockingbird. I don't know what they have for 1 mana here, but I'm just gonna go for the gusto. -4. If I considered it isn't what I want, at the end of the day, let's be honest with each other. There's never going to be a standard where everybody is happy. That's just how this works, right? There's never going to be a world where every single player is happy, and that's just facts. It's the way it is, you know? That's just the way it is. That's just the way. I don't have a token to sack to kill the Bunnicorn. I mean, I guess I can sack one of my seam rips, but I don't really want to do that, right? I can just hold the torch up, I guess. All right, hold. Do 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 do. Dusk Rose. Can torch the Bunnicorn now. Okay, Delney has been defeated. Yeah. Delney down. Bro, stop with these fucking bunnies! Alright, go. So many bunnies, man. I mean, the good news is they can't really attack with the Bunnicorn. Okay. Removal spell secured. Maybe... Oh, you know what? No, that was dumb. I should have just killed the Dusk Rose, right? Because it makes my shit unblockable. Yeah, I should have killed the Dusk Rose. I mean, this is lethal anyways, but... Should have killed the Dusk Rose. Do, 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 do. Best way to support the stream, you get access to some ad-free viewing and subscriber-only VODs as well. How is Dimir mid-range looking? It's good. It's definitely one of the better decks. Arabella. I mean, we gotta go down here, right? Huge damage. Huge damage coming in. I mean, they can't have a 3-mana Wrath, right? They certainly can't have a 4-mana Wrath. Thousand Moons Smithy. I have to play the Arabella. I know there's like a chance they have a Wrath here, but gotta play the Arabella. Alright, no Wrath, no Wrath, no Wrath! Okay, CN song requests coming in. Tapland's a good sign. It means they definitely will not play a Wrath this turn. Yep. That is in fact how that works. The people are not prepared for the sideboard cards that I brought to the table. Specifically this opponent. That's who is not prepared. Fuck off. Alright, fine. Who still plays Authority, by the way? Didn't you know that Mono Red got banned? You don't have to play Authority anymore, my guy. You don't have to do that. They let you play different cards. I was really hoping the Delney, for some reason, would double trigger their Authority. I know that that's not how it works, but... Can you fuck off? Ooh, okay. Hold on a second. Wait just one damn minute. Huge. Double Inquisitor. I would like you to exile 2 cards from your hand. Good luck playing the game. I knew we'd get to do it at one point. Yeah, that's right. 3 mana Normalize. And it's face up. Well, I'm just not going to play into it then. I'm telling you, Delney is insane. The people disrespect Delney, but it's good. I think I'd do it now, because they only have 2 cards in hand. Oh, no. I should have attacked first. I guess attacking first doesn't matter, because they can kill one of these 2, but they wouldn't be able to kill Delney. Yeah, I should have done it before Compap, because then they couldn't have killed Delney. All right, I'm just going to pass now. That was a mistake. A small mistake has been made. Okay. Are they going to sack their Starcage for me? Really? That's the play? I mean, yeah, sure. Okay. And they targeted the Hired Claw, not the Delney? I'm so confused. Okay, sure. Yeah. Smithy, maybe? Okay. I mean, attack. Kill the Repurposing Bay. Alright, your turn. Your turn. Thinking Fomori Vault. It's a winnable game. May not be a winnable game anymore. It was a winnable game. They're holding their 4/4 on defense. Nice. That's good. 4/4 on defense, by the way. Defensive 4/4. 2 top. I mean, that makes sense. What? How? Okay, how on earth did you just go top, and that was the card? What just happened? What was the other card you topped then? Surely it wasn't this, right? I'm so confused. You think they just did a second Battlefront? Well, they should have just waited on the first one then, right? Maybe they forgore? They forgore skull emoji. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. I mean, double ward just doesn't matter, right? Because I can put it here to give double ward, but I think the 1 damage is more important. Right? Surely the 1 damage is more relevant. Actually, no. Because it would give me 1 less damage with the Arabella next turn. It's actually better to put it on the Arabella, I think. Because if I make one of these 3 power, it turns off the Arabella. Yeah. Well, now they're still unblockable because they're all 2 power. I believe they're dead. Right? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it's 12 exactly. I see 12 exactly. Double lifelink. Well, yes and no, right? Hey, what do you do? 5-5, by the way. That doesn't matter. That's that's not how that works. We're learning. We're learning. We're all learning together, okay? It's a very, very important lesson. All right, game 3. Game 3. Voice, 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 voice. You get a Star Cage for me? Oh wait, they can't even get Star Cage because they have 2 islands. Huge. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. -2. 2 damage secured. I repeat, 2 damage secured. Dude, you gotta cut that shit out. Excellent. You know, that's really what I wanted, the 3rd Delney. That is... How could you know? Arena, how did you know that was the exact card that I wanted to draw that turn? Can play around the stupid deal 5. It's a little all in, I will say that. It's a little all in. -4. -4. I mean, surely they don't have a Wrath next turn, right? They never have a Wrath here. I would be okay with them having Star Cage, I think. Well, not if they have Star Cage plus something else. No Star Cage? Okay. That doesn't matter. You can make as many Construct tokens as you'd like this turn. Huge! You look at the stats and you say 3 mana 2/2 XDD, but see, I look at it, I don't see a 3 mana 2/2. I see a 3 mana 10/2. So we're just built different, you know? Honestly, I'm just gonna put back a land. Fuck that. Alright, -1 card. Get new glasses. I can't afford new glasses. I need more Prime subs. Any Prime so I can afford some new glasses? Maybe a new prescription? See, they just knew that their starting time was going to come into play tapped anyways. I mean, free damage, right? All right, 1 damage secured. I'll take a -1. A clean -1, some would say. -1. Bartolome. Any Delneys? Any Delneys? I require 1 Delney, please. Plains is not exactly what I was thinking when I said 1 Delney. Pretty sure that's my only way out, is just hold for Delney. Yeah, I can pump Arabella, but it becomes a 5/7. It becomes a... Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. It becomes a 5/7. They can just go sack, sack, sack. They make a 7/6. Right? So I'm trading Arabella Rush for these 2, but they keep a 7/6, and I keep these 3. That's not a good trade for me. Like, that just seems bad, doesn't it? Because then how do I beat the 7/6? Right? Yeah, we want you to lose. Well, I understood that part. I got that part. Okay. Seems like a bad position to be in, I'm not gonna lie. I think we're losing this one. Something tells me we're losing this one. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. It gotta be Seam Rip, right? I think Exorcise is good against them. Depends on which version they're playing. I mean, I guess Rest in Peace turns off Sephiroth, right? What is the exact text on Sephiroth? Sephiroth. I believe it does, right? 1. Mucho texto. Whenever it enters or attacks, you may sack another creature dies, target opponent loses 1. Yeah, okay. No, I know they still draw, but I just care about the life loss, right? Yeah, they don't all play Raise the Past, though. But some of them might. I'll bring in 2. Try 2. Game 2. Let's give it up for game 2. You see, the best part about drawing the second Delney is it's a very, very easy put on the bottom. It's an easy mulligan right here. Look, I'm gonna give you a really hot take here, and you're probably not gonna agree with what I'm about to say. I think Raise the Past sucks in these black-white decks. It's not that Raise the Past is bad in the deck. It's just there's way too much graveyard hate. The best deck in the format has 4 main deck cauldrons. Like, why do people want to be playing Raise the Past in a 4 cauldron format, you know? I certainly don't. Well, that's why I'm saying it's bad in the format, right? Like, I understand the desire to put Raise the Past in your deck list because it works very well with your deck list, and I get it, you know what I mean? Like, I understand that, but I'm just saying that in the format as a whole, the format is such right now where the best deck in the format has 4 main deck cauldrons. Like, I don't want to be playing Raise the Past against 4 cauldrons main deck, you know what I mean? That's the point that I'm making. Like, I understand that you can main deck Raise the Past and just board it out when they have their graveyard hate, but the issue is when you're main decking Raised and Past and they have their graveyard hate in the main deck, right? When the best deck in the format has 4 main deck cauldrons, then you have to think about stuff like that. Like, is it actually, like, are you gaining any equity by playing that card? I just don't think you are. Nesting Bolt. Okay, huge Delney hand. Ah! Opponent is interacting with me, and I don't like this. Interaction, interaction, interaction. Let me get this color out of here. I should have. Opponent, just so you're aware, I have decided to ban interaction for game 3. So I repeat, for the next game, interaction is banned. That is no longer allowed. So I'm just gonna need you to keep that in mind for game 3. I really wish I could kill this Enduring Innocence. Yeah, the next game, not this one, of course. Think I'm just gonna pass. Bartolome. That stinks. The mono green Kona deck was okay. It needs a little bit of work. Also, it's very, very difficult to play a deck in this format that doesn't interact with the opponent in the first 4 turns of the game. So, you know, you have to, I would say, temper your expectations a little bit. That would have been good last turn. I think I just got to go for Seamrip plus Torch, right? Or Seamrip plus Delney, sorry. Get the Bart. Maybe they want to sack a bunch of stuff here to get the drains off of Blood Witch. No, we can't kill the Innocents yet because we need them to... If my plan is to cast Torch, I have to wait until Bart dies because they can sack the Innocents now. Yeah, see. So now... Now what? Maybe I just go to combat. I mean, no, the Delney's got to be good enough, right? No, the Delney's got to be good enough. Dude, it's so much damage, right? Like, I don't know exactly how much damage it is, but it's probably enough. Oh, look, they're at 2. I think it's enough. See, they were at 20 until they weren't at 20, and then they're no longer at 20, right? That's how that works. That's math. That's math for you, folks. Although we've had some good hands with this, so. Inspiring Vantage. Go High Claw first. Yeah, but you're not supposed to tell people that, you know. I promise you the achievements are not, they are definitely, what was I trying to say? They are not related to each other in the slightest. Schleck shot, show off. I guess we're racing. I don't really know if this hand races that effectively, but it's gonna have to. It is simply going to have to. Touche. Touche. I mean, call is huge next turn. Still feel like I'm probably not racing them. I thought about Zenith in the main, because Zenith is really good with Delney, but like once you're playing with Delney, Zenith, and Warleaders, you just have too many threes. So like I really only wanted to board the Zeniths against Dimir when I wanted to trim some number of copies of Delney. That was the idea. Bro, can you stop killing my shit? Well, we'll try again next turn, shall we? I'm definitely not going to take 11 damage next turn. There's no chance that I take 11. We'll get one more turn. I believe we can get one more turn out of this. Fucking stop, dude. What is this? That's gonna get a nice from me. I think that deserves exactly one nice. Okay, well, that happened. That is definitely something that happened. Okay, sure. True. Play versed. Sand does do it. His hand does, in fact, do it. Lightstall. We're stalling? She's sheltering my ghosts till I'm... What the fuck is this? Dude, 2014 called. They want their standard one drop back. What the hell? Foundations, by the way. Yeah, I said 2014, more like 2011. Also notably, not a human. That is a toy. Also not a human. I got plenty of non-humans. Don't you worry about that. Dude, fuck off. I mean, they can't attack, so it's fine. You really gotta stop killing my shit. I hope they think this is a human. I will offer the trade first. Would you like the trade? Alright. Pay. Pay. Alright. Now, could you give me one turn where you don't kill one of my permanents? Just one single turn. Yeah, that's fine. That I am okay with. Pew, pew, pew. Delney is so broken. Delney is a 3-mana 2/2 that deals your opponent 10 damage and makes all of your creatures unblockable. Like, why would you not want to play this? Okay. I mean, that's bad. That's not ideal. I'm not happy about that. I feel like they don't have a second fire magic, though. Not a second fire magic? Opponent, do you have cards in your deck that don't say kill target creature on them. I'm beginning to think that you actually don't. Should probably attack first. Yeah, Boros mid-range, by the way. Alright, which one are you killing? Which one dies? Yeah, but they'll just run out of creatures. Why aren't I playing Stormkirk Noble in my red-white aggro deck? Because I only want to play good cards. Whenever Ash attacks, if 2 or more non-land permanents entered the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Ash. Noted. Noted. Wait, Ash mentioned? Ash mentioned? We can win this race, right? I feel like I can definitely win this race. Could use a spell. Yeah, that is in fact a spell. Hold. Let me get to my second Bane phase. So I'd like to play my 7th land. It's just didn't want to activate the Sanctuary, huh? Just didn't even want to do that. Okay. Not exactly sure why we didn't do that, but I guess because they're holding up the rescue, but now we actually have lethal. Dude, come on, man. And before they don't block. What did you just play? Destroy a target creature if no other creature has greater power? Yeah, true. I mean, that is a card that is legal in the format. that is a card that is legal in the format. You think they'll activate the Soulstone this turn? I don't think they will. I'm going to say they don't activate Soulstone. Okay. Alright, you in. 8 land's not going to do it, unfortunately. Can we find room for the 2/2 demon that rummages or 2/1 toy that draws? Some of these versions of Arabella in the past did play the 2/1 that draws. It may not be that bad. I just don't know what you're cutting. You know, like what 2-drop do you want to cut? Could strip mine some people in Timeless? We could, yeah. Do. Wait. Are they playing band cards? What? Does my opponent have band cards in their deck? Surely not, right? The Sharpshooter's been kind of mid, yeah. The Sharpshooter's probably the first card on the chopping block. That card, that's probably the worst card in the deck, yeah. So we could try cutting the sharpshooters for split skin dolls, maybe. Because the doll is really nice with Arabella. I'll give you that. Oppo, you good? I think they have their own copy of Frontline Rush. It's the vibe that I'm getting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, check me out. Pro gamer move right here. Kind of want to pass priority. Yeah, I'm cool with this. Hold up the rush. I mean, they have to have something in their hand, right? Okay. I could pump my other claw now. They're at 7. I kind of just want to make... Yeah, I just want to make homies. No, I want to make tokens. Because the tokens plus... Like, if I make tokens, I have 5 with Arabella plus this. This is lethal without going to attacks. Right. Like, I just have 7 damage. Or without even getting into combat, I should say. Not without going to attacks, you know what I meant. Without having to engage in combative stuff. I don't know where I'm going with that. Words are hard, man. Did I ever tell you that? Did you guys know that speaking is tough sometimes? Speaking is not my first language. Every now and again I like to click the wrong button just to see how it feels, you know? Yeah, but I never ask for the wrong prime. You'll never see me do that. I'm good at that. What's my first language? Twitch. Is that a language? It should be. I speak Joel. That's what I do. I speak Joel all the time. I am one with the fish. Yo, rip my seams. Rip my seams into pieces. These are my last pair of jorts. Do 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 do. Uppo, you would tell me if your last card's a kill spell, right? I'm a coward. I'll say it right now. I am a coward. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. I am a coward. My jorts wear. I haven't owned a pair of jorts in like at least 15 years. But I'm not necessarily anti-jorts. It's just, I don't know, it's just hard to find a pair, you know? Like, who's selling jorts these days? Not sacking token, huh? Okay. Surprised no token sack there. You don't buy them, you make them? Yeah, I guess that's true. I could just make a pair. That is a good point. Could do that. I do have, like, several pairs of jeans that are about to become jorts anyways, that just, like, the knees are just, you know, they're all over the place. So I could probably just make my own. They're at 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. We just don't attack this turn. That your knees break first? I don't know, it's just the way it is. Yo, you could just not do that. Also, can we talk about my opponent's username? Chandra Lisa Rice. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I do. Contrary to popular belief, I do actually have legs. Even though you never see, like, you know, the camera, you never see below my torso. There is some stuff down there. At Grok, is this true? Don't hurt me. I've seen below your torso. But you haven't, though, you know. You really haven't. Oh, wait, I misclicked. -1. Can we get a -1? Missed 1 damage, not gonna matter. I mean, it could matter, but... Well, you see, if I just draw a creature, then the 1 damage never mattered, right? All I gotta do is draw any creature. And I could probably do that. Alright, we'll get him next turn. Maybe the attack was still good, though, right? Put them to 1, make them go trade, chump. They have 2 1/1s. Yeah, the attack was probably still good. But I feel like they just have something. I don't know, I'm a little sussed out about them just passing. They did have priority there. There was a stop. I know you got something over there. Yeah, this is psychopathic attack. What? Easy. Well, I guess we'll never know what they had, right? I guess we'll never know what was in their hand. Oh, wait, I forgot to try it. Damn it. Damn it. I forgot to cut these. Would these be better or worse as Brynhildr's? Honestly, the Sharpshooter's probably better in this hand, no? Okay, remind me after this game. Brynhildr over Sharpshooter. Beastie. The Beastie Boys. So many 2-drops. Bro, where are my 1-drops? I know they're in the deck somewhere. I could probably let him cook for a turn. I think I can let him cook a little bit. Just a smidge. Just a smidge. Okay, we got 2 types over there. Could be 2 types. Okay. Yo, Sharpshooter with lifelink? Now we're talking. Do, 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 do. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. Wait, they're not dead? How the hell are they not dead? The fuck? Okay. Good enough. It turns out they are dead. I lied the whole time. We're boarding in Seamrip a lot. I feel like we should just main deck that card. I feel like we have too many non-creature spells. 12, 28. 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. Refuses to cut Delneys. Why would I cut the best card in my deck? I don't want to do that. However, I will do something like this. And we'll try that. Do, 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 do. I followed just so I could say Delney is a 4 of lock. Anybody else want to follow just so they can say Delney is a 4 of lock? Any followers? Any followers? Any primes? Yo, rip my ass? Hey! You can't do that! I said yep. You ever just say yep? Wait, did I just draw a rest in peace off of the scrap shooter? Yep. 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 Okay, if you could do me a big favor and not kill my Delney this turn, that would be greatly appreciated. I'd like to go to combat. Okay, that's it's kind of fucked up. Well, so about that. It's not good. It's definitely not good. Also not great. It's okay, we just draw sheltered every time here. I meant the next game, that's what I meant to say. Do you think that I only lost that game because I removed the Delney from my deck? Probably. Dude, I got burps. He's got the burps. This hand sucks. This hand sucks less. Gotta be Stadium first, right? Yeah, Stadium first. Cenote. Arabella. Dragon 5 damage omen. I think I like the cheap removal better. Like, we're playing Seam Rip and Torch the Tower. The omen's good, but I think I just want the cheap cards more. I could exile one card from your hand, please. Could be like a sideboard card, maybe. The deal 5. Bro, what are you saying right now? I don't understand why you say the things that you do. I don't get it, man. I mean, I heard you loud and clear, but You think they have Torch? Fuck it. I can't really play around it. I have nothing left, so I probably can't beat it. Dude, can you, like... can you not do that? It'd be really cool if you just didn't do that. Alright? Yeah. Alright, sure. Your turn. Really cool if you just stopped drawing that card. Okay. El Goblino. It's best draw on the deck. Best draw in the deck. What you got over there, buddy? Oh. Okay. Winnable game. Any shelters? Any shelters? It's good against double Screaming Nemesis, right? I've drawn Rest in Peace, and it didn't win the game on the spot against my Gruul Delirium opponent. I demand a refund. I demand a refund. No, really, I'm gonna file for comp. You thought I was joking. I do plan on it.